And we're back with Countdown Vampires. Well, we just came into Marlintown from the Mobble Grave. See, we're locked in town.
I don't even remember what is going on, so...
We just beat either a giant werewolf or a bug.
Oh, right!
And
I actually do remember that.
we got out of the casino, and it turns out, in town, there are still vampires and werewolves all over the place.
So it wasn't just in the casino then, it was not an isolated incident.
Yep. Also not isolated was a certain song you really love. Now this is kind of... Yeah, this is what a good chunk of the beginning of this disc does. It puts you in like these crowded cabins with vampires. Remember when I said it gets kind of bullshit on disc 2? This is one of the reasons. And I think on my first playthrough, they were in running mode.
Yeah, this looks really possible.
And keep in mind, on my first playthrough, it's not New Game Plus, so I didn't have this powered-up stun globe.
Sheesh. Jesus.
Yeah,
found
like...
something like analogous to the running vampires. It's like trying to play Streets of Rage remake on Mania. It's about... Right.
Now, this is a research report by college students. I assume that they failed, given how this is written.
Yeah, this looks really bad. Where are the citations?
I don't even understand, like, what they're trying to convey. I'll have to give them credit, they spelled mobile grave correctly, unlike the Lucky Coin Machine. And finally, they stopped charging us for maps.
Cool.
Not that we would really need them, because I've played this game more than I should.
What is it, like, how many times have you beaten this game? Like 5 times now?
Yeah. Okay, now we finally got a machine gun. It sucks.
Good. I imagine it's just low damage?
Low damage and absolutely no stopping power whatsoever, combined with just how long it takes for Keith to put a gun down. Also, after every 20 shots, you have to reload even though the clip size is infinite.
So just don't use the machine gun.
Yeah, in fact, I shouldn't even have picked it up, but I'm let's playing this game, so whatever.
Gotta be thorough, right? Fucking restand? Alright, whatever.
Do you not remember that Keith is the master of restand combos?
He's pretty good at it. Is he as good as Batman, though?
Midway should totally make a Countdown Vampires fighting game. Netherrealm, sorry. Granted, they would have to do a lot of patches for the Horizoners.
You know, this looks really irritating to do, not just because of the low cramped spaces, but because every cabin looks the fucking same.
Yeah,
like,
there is...
They did a really bad job of differentiating the cabins, so like if you get lost at all, that doesn't seem like it would be fun.
No, it ain't. Oh, Anesthetic Dart B. I should explain those, because I don't think I remember ever doing that. They're like your regular Anesthetic Darts, but they're like 1.5 times as strong.
So, really, they're just your new standard, is what you're telling me. You should be looking for them more than the A version?
Well, they don't give you the A version anymore at this point.
Okay,
except...
so they just buffed your gun, basically.
Yeah, except in one... I think there's only one spot where you get a regular Anesthetic Dart at this point. And it's like really late in the game and you wonder why they did that.
To be funny.
It's like that clip in Resident Evil that you find in the basement, even though you're fighting hunters instead of zombies.
Oh, look, she's back.
Keith!
Yep, she apparently has the ability to spontaneously generate
What's
from
wrong?
cars.
The vampires!
Get in the trunk of the car. It's safer there than anywhere else.
But I want to be with you.
Until I get you home safely, do as I say, all right? We can see each other after all this.
All right, I'll wait for you.
I gotta give Misato credit, she's smarter than Keith. Like, I'm gonna always try to follow the armed guy that's really good at killing the vampires. Now look at the guests in the guest house. The Scythers are back, and I show off a neat trick with the Magnum. Like, usually if you shoot them once or twice, their heads pop off, and they bleed. That one nearly got the drop on me.
This just looks unpleasant.
Only problem with doing that, though, is while they're bleeding out of their neck, they still count as a target, so if you're fighting a group of them, you can still lock onto a dying Scyther. Scraper. Fuck, you have me calling them Scythers.
Oh, look at you remembering the jokes.
It's not my fault that joke was good. So here I am beating up Vice and King from King of Fighters.
You know, I feel like they run out of voice samples? This is just astonishingly annoying.
I think they only got a few people to do like the vampire voices, like 2 each for both genders.
Yeah, like I feel like that's a bit of a problem.
To be fair, Resident Evil kind of had limited voice samples with their zombies too. Like, Resident Evil 2 had 4 guys and 1 girl.
Well, but
voice.
here's the thing. Like, they weren't annoying.
Oh, we're reading Moses' diary now. Notice the name Shek. He's related to one of those SWAT members, so there's a plot detail that actually doesn't really matter.
My son, Space, brought it for me. I like how that was formatted. Do we just fucking put tabs in every fucking sentence? Who writes like that? You put 2 words on one line and then you go down?
Apparently Shek's dad.
Though I don't know any human being that does that. At least they didn't leave it in Japanese, but come on. Okay, is this a fucking maze?
It is pretty fucking disorienting for being in a small house.
Jeez, I see they give you a lot of breathing room.
I can only imagine how much that, like, cost to buy. Oh, and this is a funny file. Now, this is part of the puzzle. Look how they try to trip you up. They smut... Yeah, even though it goes in numerical order. Like, why? What's the point? How is that making it harder to understand? It's just slightly more inconvenient.
I don't know.
Anyway, so now we know the bourbon locker combination by cross-referencing the dates that are checked with the dates that are on the chart.
Cool. This is like adventure game map layout. Like, these rooms are way too small. I feel like we're gonna be playing, like, Uninvited or something.
Oh, I would love it if the skeleton woman was a boss.
Some variety would be nice.
Keith slowly turns into a zombie.
That fucking scared me. Why did they just start you right next to them?
Again, bullshit. My name is Disc 2.
On the bright side, none of them are running. I guess you have to think that at least.
Yeah, the RNG decided to be nice to me because the first time I was playing this, I think they were either hopping or running.
Like, all of Disc 1 zombies were running for us.
Yeah, it made me resort to using the enhanced stun globe.
But here they've all been walking, so I guess we're a little thankful.
I just didn't even, like, give it a chance. I'm like, fuck it, I am taking the stun globe with me. Well, at least we also have more 12 gouage bullets in case the RNG conspires against me.
Gouage bullets. Man, I forgot how bad they did that.
So yeah, this is the bourbon combo that we've read the files about. I have to say, the last 3 digits are kind of unfortunate.
The bourbon combo?
It's for the bourbon storage room.
Oh, I thought that was like a Bull Show thing.
Well, that would be kind of great.
We're all walking, how lucky. And you still got hit! Oh!
Yep, she just got up and decided to have a grab box, I guess. Man, they really buffed Vice and King by having more than one of them on the screen at the same time.
Oh my god. It's the fucking voices, man. Every time.
Oh.
Oh! Oh! Every time.
I want to imagine that they just recorded their reaction to this game's Metascore.
It's just their reaction to this game.
This is the game that you were doing voice samples for. Oh, hey, that's beautiful. We're gonna put that in the game too. Missing bourbon bottle. That sounds like a survival horror puzzle.
Sorry, I got nothing to say.
Well, you're about to pretty soon. Just wait until I go into the next screen. There's the bottle already. And keep in mind, they locked that door while leaving the bathtub on. Notice me, like, intentionally walking back to make Keith look confused about this.
How is it not flooding the house?
There's a lot of concerns and questions I have about that room.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to answer all none of them.
I don't think Shek had a very responsible father.
Doesn't Shek, like, only show up in New Game Plus?
Yep. So on your first new game, you're like, who the hell is Shek? So now we're gonna look.
Does he die in, like, regular New Game, I'm guessing?
No, he just never appears.
What? What did you just do?
They don't show up at all. No Jules, no Shek, and no Swish.
But did you just drink the beer?
No, I filled the empty bottle with bourbon.
But why? You...
Keith is more concerned. The only thing Keith likes to drink are his energy drinks. They're so good, they're all capitalized.
But why would you need a bourbon bottle? What?
And as you can see, this bottle of bourbon unlocks the secret chamber.
Why?
I really don't know. They never explain.
I'm like, why would you need to have bourbon in it?
You're asking too many questions.
What is that? Is that a scyther? Oh, yep.
Yep, those were scrapers.
So, how many Horizoners are left in the game?
Just one.
Where?
Well, near the end. Technically, there's 3 left, because I missed an optional encounter. Actually, I think all of them so far are left, because I ran from them.
Some things aren't... Is that a werewolf I hear?
No.
What the fuck was that then?
Just ambient audio, as we're exploring the ruins of a castle. That
I see. This has a lot to do with the fucking place we were just in.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke about the disconnect. So now we're apparently in the Royal Mausoleum.
Like, what the... Why?
And even though this is a secret area, we have vampires. Now it's Vanessa's and Vices.
I just don't understand why all this stuff is here. Like...
I've played through the game so many times and I still don't know myself.
I don't know.
I also don't know why I keep accidentally killing people.
I like that guy that played that one note in the song and then cut it off. Like, don't do that. Like somebody's telling the guy on the Yamaha, don't fucking play that note, you ass. Stop. Like, they couldn't have made that sound a little better, because it was just like...
So again, cramped spaces with gangs of vampires.
Well, this looks a bit less cramped than the cabins, at least.
It's deceptively cramped. They're like narrow walkways in a grave maze. And what kind of graveyard is this when you have all like the tombstones stacked against each other?
Listen for the note. Aw. Is that lag? What? Oh.
Has the girl changed
I
at
think
all
it's the
yet?
game loading the dialogue.
What do you mean? Why are you asking about her?
He sounds really upset.
Tonight, if Gels isn't sealed back up in his coffin before midnight, he'll come back to life.
And then you'll have to fight him
So
with the
what's
stun globe.
Misato got to do with this? Hey!
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Come back! Oh wait, he was right there! You saw him! I saw him! He flickered! They couldn't even make that look convincing. I saw him there! Oh
And behold, the most pointless spot in the game.
What? Why?
Because it looks like a room, but there's absolutely nothing.
Oh my god.
Like, it doesn't
What
even
is
make
going
sense.
on? Now you're in like a lab? Hold on.
It's finally catching up with you.
What if it's all virtual reality?
And now here's a file that makes a later puzzle sound 1,000 times more complicated than it actually is. Like, unbelievably far more complicated than
Like,
it
this
really
is like
is.
an essay on microphysics and the puzzle is just fucking... Connect 4.
I would say it's about on that level. Unfortunately, the elevator to the secret lab has no power. That's connected to the graveyard, that's connected to the cabin of Shek's father, who's
And what's next?
nowhere to be
You go down the elevator and you're on the set of Alien?
I was thinking you go down the elevator and you're playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
It's like the carnival from Streets of Rage 2, but it makes less sense because it's not a carnival. Like, you don't go through, like, themed amusement parks. It's just like it's supposed to be an actual place.
Okay, a new enemy movement pattern finally reveals itself. What the fuck is that supposed to even be?
Oh, Blanca. I like that noise at the end there. It's like you whack your head on the stair. Oh.
Like, I really do not
They're
understand.
doing the Blanca crouching heavy punch. It's literally Blanca.
I guess this really was like an attempt to be a Street Fighter game.
Look at see up the crouching fears. Alert. Okay.
You know, I think I like alert a lot better than caution, even though caution's still in this game.
Do 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 do. Oh, never mind. Oh, just fucking punched it into nothing. Shit. That's the Blanca Belrog matchup. Pretty good summary.
Yep, it involves you accidentally killing people. Yeah, now that we got all this crap, it's time to do some backtracking. Survival horror style.
Nice loading screen. That actually was a nice loading screen.
Yeah, but I liked it better in Killer 7.
Watch out, those bugs are gonna hurt you! I was hoping.
Not as long as I have their weakness.
Ugh.
Why they
well.
have a weakness...
Oh god, 3 Blancas. Are they all just gonna do that now?
I guess the RNG decrees it.
I thought you killed these guys already.
They restock. The thing about this game that's also kind of annoying is that enemies pretty much restock whenever you do anything even slightly major. Like, you have limited ammo, but the enemies just restock very often.
That sounds about right for a game like this. Oh my god. I like how you're like,
I was tempted to just leave up that ladder, but then one of them hit me and decided that they're going to be dead.
Shoots gun, gently pours water.
Well, it's an anesthetic gun. It's his Stan gun.
Of course.
And then that happens.
That was fair, wasn't it?
Countdown Vampires, Disc 2.
I hope you're not a bit ahead of me. I don't think you are.
I think I might be like a millisecond ahead of you.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Then it,
I liked it that enemy grabbed you right at the start. That was a really fair.
yeah, Countdown Vampires, the fairest game.
Balanced. Right in the dick too.
This is where like the random damage like is a pain in the ass because the stun globe either kills in 3 hits or 4. And since the stun globe does lethal damage, it's kind of hard to gauge if you're gonna save him or kill him. It also doesn't help that they're all doing this annoying-ass pattern.
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as...
Yeah, at least it's not running.
It's the in-between, I would say.
Too bad it's not shambling, which is, like, easily their easiest pattern. Like, it's even slower than...
Yeah, because there's walking, and then there's shambling, and then there's Blanca, and then there's...
Yep.
Alright, now we're back in the part of the game that looks normal.
Welcome to where things are not a inconsistent mess.
You know, the not fucking giant visual dissonance level? My favorite. I was expecting Dreamer to come on about halfway through that other area.
I was expecting to actually be in Streets of Rage.